There's something magical about turning over a sticker or a trading card and realizing that the joke doesn't end on the front. That little flip reveals a whole other world of gags, parodies, puns, and inside jokes. And as a kid, it felt like finding a hidden layer to another universe. The gross food stickers that I've been designing are pretty over the top, but I realized that the backs of the cards are pretty much just sitting there waiting to be filled with mischief. And if you grew up in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, you'll know that the back of the cards could sometimes be just as fun or even funnier than the front. And I want to bring that same energy to my project. I'm Scott Circlin. Join me in the art lab. Let's suit up. Here we are back in the art lab, and you know, the first attempt I had at making these gross out stickers, I concentrated mainly just on the front of the cards. But this time I want to expand my vision beyond the front, to the back. Those card backs to me were wasted potential, an empty canvas just waiting to be filled with gross out humor. The stickers already highlight those disgusting dishes, but the back is where I can expand on the storytelling. With weird trivia, silly puzzles, fake ads, and checklists. But also parody ads from Mad and Craft magazine. And let's not forget all the oddball packs like Nasty Tricks and Toxic High, which lean so hard into gross out humor, I half expected slime to ooze out of the packs. All that is fuel for what we're creating here. So let's get started. When I sit down to design the back of these cards, I think of them almost like a secret bonus world. The front of the card shows the gross food in all of its disgusting glory, but the back is where I can really play with context, jokes, and interactive elements. And that's a tradition that goes way back to the golden age of humor cards. If you remember Garbage Pail Kids, the art in the front was usually enough to get a laugh, but when you flipped it over, you got even more entertainment. Sometimes it was a puzzle you could piece together if you collected the whole set. Same with Wacky packages. Their spoof products were hilarious on their own, but the backs often included little extras like checklists, coupons, or fake ads. It was like finding a second punchline hiding in plain sight. And I've always loved the fake advertisements in magazines like Mad and Cracked. They weren't just one-off gags, they were layered. So you'd look at the art, laugh at the main joke, and then realize there were 10 more jokes tucked away in the small print, the logos, and even the fake legal disclaimers. That's the kind of energy I want to bring to the back of my cards. The fronts are the appetizer, and the back are a full buffet of grotesque humor. Another inspiration that doesn't get talked about as much are lesser-known card sets from the 80s like Nasty Tricks or Toxic High. These weren't as mainstream as Garbage Pail Kids, but they lean heavily into the absurd gross-out factor. Nasty Tricks contain stickers of vomit, booger, scars, and stitches that you could place on your skin or your school locker. They were also packed with parody business cards and humorous awards that you can gift to your friends and enemies. Toxic High made fun of high school stereotypes and was bursting with BO and acne-ridden pus. They often showed that even if you weren't a household name, you could still pack your cards with as many novelty gags and pimply-faced personality as possible. That's a great reminder for me as I'm making this project. I don't want to copy somebody else, but I can borrow the spirit of what they're going for. What about you? Do you remember a time when the back of a card or a magazine ad made you laugh harder than the front? Drop your favorite example in the comments. I'd love to hear what stuck with you. If you want to keep up to date with all the cool projects happening in the Art Lab, then join my mailing list. You get updates and freebies every month, and you can make your own comics and creative projects with the Comic Maker Starter Kit included in your free subscription. So, what am I actually putting on these card backs? Maybe some fun facts, not the kind of facts that you get from a classroom, but gross, twisted versions. Imagine a fact card that tells you how many disgusting toenails the average person sheds in a lifetime, or the world record for the biggest hairball ever coughed up. They're educational in their weird stomach-churning way, and that mix of ooh and I never knew that is what makes it so fun. However, for this set, I think it's important to keep everything food-related. So if I lean into fun facts, I want to keep it limited to food fun facts. But what I think might be even better is to design fake grocery store coupons, like 10 cents off your next purchase of spoiled milk, or a phony ad for gross out product, like try Scab Flake cereal, Diners Club, where the only discount you get is off half-eaten food, and counterfeit food inspector credentials. All entertaining gross out gags that reward people for flipping over the cards. I'm also designing puzzles. One of the fun things about collecting cards in the Gen X era was building the puzzles. I remember breaking open packs and just waiting to get that final puzzle piece I needed to complete the image. I pick a couple of my favorite gross food illustrations to feature on the puzzle images. Of course, I need to create a couple of cards to show you what each puzzle will look like when completed. Puzzles give the cards that rare replay value, because now you're not just collecting them, you're actually interacting with them. That's always been the magic of sticker and card sets. They blur the line between toy and collectible. Then there are the checklists, which have always been a staple in the trading card culture. But instead of just listing card numbers, mine will have gross embellishments. Think checklists with ketchup smears, or checklists that look like they're written in slime. Even something simple can feel like an in-joke if it's wrapped in disgusting charm. And for the rare chase cards, I'll create a fancy ornate certificate of authenticity with a spot for me to add my own artist signature on the back. All of this is about layering the humor. The art is one layer, the pun is another layer, the card back text puzzle is another. By the time you've gone through every single card, front and back, and hopefully laughed 2 or 3 different times, that's the kind of experience that makes a set memorable. And finally, I think what excites me the most is that the card backs give me the freedom to be playful with the format itself. If you're enjoying seeing these cards come to life, I've got a Patreon where you can check out all of my past projects, along with templates, bonus content, and digital art files that go with them. So join the fun on Patreon today. While I'm working here, keep an eye out as I experiment. You'll see me sketching, erasing, and gradually shaping these ideas into something that feels like a full collectible set. The card backs aren't just filler, they're half the fun. These gross out stickers may be all about revolting dishes on the front, but by expanding to the back, I can double down on the humor and build a whole new world of disgusting fun. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe as we push that gross factor even further. And if you want to see another totally awesome video, you can click right up here.
Gruesome. Repulsive. Hideous. Disgusting. Obnoxious. Revolting. Wretched. Sickening. Blurb balls. They make you want to blurp.